Hey friends, I just got done washing my car for a second time this week and it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday? Oh my gosh. Yeah, twice already. And it's probably gonna be three. Anyways, every time I take my dog somewhere in my car, I have to wash it because it's got to stay clean. Now I'm like addicted to keeping my car clean. And this just gave me like this whole light bulb come to Jesus moment that I was like, I need to record about. And no, we're not going to talk about car cleaning tips or something like that. But I just wanted to talk to you about keeping up on things. And I know you're like, no, 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 boring. I'm not talking about that. I'm not going to think about that. I don't want to think about my to do list. And that is exactly the point. That is the whole thing. I'm so tired of us living in this burnout, this sympathetic overdrive where our nervous system is like stuck in fight or flight mode of like, I have to get 20 million things done today because I have 20 million more again tomorrow. And we're constantly so burned out because of it. So let's dive in, let's roll the intro, and let's really talk about this so that you can be happier in the long run and live a better life. Hey, friend, welcome to the Ready to Rise podcast. This is the podcast for ambitious, successful women who've checked off all the boxes: the career, the routines, the self-help books, and therapy. We've done it all. But if you're still feeling numb, stuck, or like you're just going through the motions, you're in the right place because I've totally been there and I've healed myself using the tools that I now teach. I got certified in them so that I could help other women do the same. I'm your host, Audrey Rose, a registered nurse and somatic life coach, and I'm here to help you stop just coping, stop just going through the motions, and actually start feeling good again in your life, feeling happy again. Each week, we explore nervous system regulation, emotional wellness, and rituals that are rooted in ancient wisdom, ancient practices, so you can stop just going through the motions and stop just getting by and start really feeling lit up and alive and fully plugged in again. This is about real happiness, the kind that fills your body, lights you up, and helps you create a life that you are obsessed to wake up for. So are you ready? Because I'm excited to help you feel like you again. Okay, so as I'm washing my car, well, I wasn't washing. I went through the machine. We're going to be completely honest. But then, of course, I'm in this new routine where I'm like vacuuming everything and I have this whole routine because anytime I take my dog in my car, there's just hair everywhere. So I have to like vacuum everything. Then I do this whole routine and have to like, obviously, you got to clean the windows and you got to polish, whatever, like the hard surfaces. I don't know, but it's like a whole thing because I do like to like drive a clean car. I this is honestly the thing. Okay, right here is I used to keep my car extremely dirty. And I'm not going to bash you if that's your jam. I don't care, but I'm making a point. I used to keep my car really freaking dirty. Like it was so gross. There was like layer of dog hair. It stunk really bad, I'll be honest. And it wasn't clean. Like the windows were super smudged. I remember I had a friend sitting in the back seat once because like a few of us went somewhere and she was like, it would be really nice if I could like see out of your window. I used to literally not even want to be the one that drove. Like if a bunch of us were going for a hike somewhere or going out somewhere, I would literally be like, oh, I'll give you gas money. Like if you want to pick me up or I'll meet you there because like I'll already be in town or something like that. Right. Because I just didn't want people in my car because I was so embarrassed. Unfortunately, during that time, even though I felt that way, I never did anything about it. It wasn't until my husband came into the picture and we were like basically married when he was like very comfortable to the point of like telling me like, what the heck is this? This is very embarrassing. And he started cleaning my car all the time for me. Fast forward to now, I've been cleaning it very often because I realized something. This is why I didn't even really logically pay attention to why am I doing this so often. But it dawned on me today where I was like, duh, because if I go often, we're not going to like put a time frame on it, but if I go often, then it stays cleaner. It's not such a big job. Back in those old days, that kind of level of nastiness that I was telling you about, that would take me over an hour to clean. I mean, it was horrible. Like, yeah, of course. Like, I would literally be sweating at the like car wash thing, doing the vacuum, like the shop vac, vacuuming and vacuuming and vacuuming. And it would just, and I would like basically like feel like my back was going to go out. Like, it was really bad. Like, it was a big, big job. How horrible, right? But now, today, for example, I took my dog to the vet real fast. She got some stuff done. I came home, dropped her off, and then I went straight to the car wash. And it took me 10 minutes. 10 minutes to quickly vacuum up the whatever dog hair was around, quickly like wipe down the surfaces, clean the doggy drool off the windows, back on track, done. Car looks perfect. It looks brand new. It's amazing. Keeping up on stuff really makes a really big difference, because when I was in a deep burnout era, do you think I was going to take my car to the car wash and waste an hour of my time to wash it like that, to really clean it really good? No, no, no. I was never going to do that. That was such a big, huge task. I couldn't do it. There's no way. Now, when I go take those 10 minutes, that's not causing me to feel like I'm daunting, right? It's not such a big, huge thing. I'm not really like, what's the word? Like, I'm not like not looking forward to it, whatever. It's not like such a big daunting task. I'm not putting it off for so long. I'm not procrastinating it because it's not such a big, scary thing anymore. Now I know that's just going to take me a quick 10 minutes and then I'm done. I'm done for hopefully a week, hopefully more than that, right? But I'm done for a little while. Same thing again, like I just had to do it again a few days ago because of the same thing. I forget where I took my dog, but anyways, I literally just washed it and that was great. But keeping up on things makes them go by quicker, right? It makes it like, instead of anticipating it in our head for so long and freaking out and being, worried about it, and then letting things pile up forever and ever and ever to the point that it becomes such a big thing that we cannot go do it at this point because it's become literally, it's being a bigger mess physically or mentally, taking up more space because we've let all this anticipation build onto it. Now it's such a big problem that we're completely avoiding it, and that makes the burnout worse because you're sitting at home and you're thinking about this and it's putting you into a fight or flight mode because you're like having a whole response, a whole stress response about the thing that's stressing you out that you haven't done, that's been on your plate for over a month or 2 months or a year. And now you're getting stressed about it over and over and over and over again, rather than just getting it done really quick. And now it's done. Instead, we're stressing and we're stressing and stressing. If you think about the situations that you put yourself in, and I know it's not pleasant to think about it this way. Hey friend, I am so excited to pop in here really quick and announce that the Rise retreats are back. So if you've been feeling exhausted or irritated or like you just overall lost your spark, but you can still go to work and crush it, right? Pick up the kids, do all the things. Then you feel later like you're just going through the motions, right? You're numbing with wine. You're leaving all your friends on red. You're yelling at your husband because he cannot find the ketchup again. Like, absolutely, I've been there because it's right in front of his face, honestly. But still, right? This is the sign that your nervous system is trying to just tell you that it's overwhelmed. It can't take anymore, right? And I know that this is trending on Instagram, but the thing is, you really don't need to just quit your career that you've worked your brains off for, right? No. So it's time to just process some of the stress, regulate our nervous system, reset, so that we can hear ourselves again, right? We can relax, we can feel like ourselves again. And some of us don't really know where to start. Like that was me a few years ago on my burnout journey. I had no idea where to start when I started to feel all of these things, exhausted, irritated, all of that. And that is what Rise retreats are for. So we are going to be meeting for a 3-day experience. This retreat is going to be in the hills of Castro Valley, California. It's so freaking gorgeous. This is like a huge, beautiful gated house up in the, mountains. We have all of these really beautiful balconies that are like in the trees. I can't even explain. Like, pictures are on IG. You have to check it out because it is freaking gorgeous. We are going to be meeting October 9th through 11th, and there are just very limited spots. I keep them very intimate so that I can truly dive in with each of you and kind of tailor the experience, right? A few spots are already taken. I know. And the link is in the show notes, or, DM me personally so that we can connect. We can get on a little coffee chat and just find out if it's a good fit for you. And you can come and join us. Because when we're in a very burnout mind, kind of like that mentality of like burnout, conserving energy, I understand how it feels to want to put things off and to want to just rest and just relax and let's just rest, right? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that like you don't have anything wrong, you're totally fine, get up and shake it off, right? We're not here to play those games. So absolutely listen to your body, listen to your mind, whatever. But I'm just giving you this advice for the long term. Right now, if there's something on your plate that you have some energy to do and you feel like you can manage it, I want you to freaking go do it. I don't want it to become that task like my car that's going to end up taking you a whole hour when it could just take you 10 minutes right now. If there's like a phone call, maybe you have a list of phone calls that you need to make, right? Make one of them. Write the whole list out and then make one of them today, one of them in a couple of days, blah, 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 like on and on, right? Just do a couple of them. Take the smallest task first and just do the one task. Because when your body is stuck, already stressed out from work, from all of the extracurricular things your kids have, maybe you're back in school, whatever it is for you, right? You're already stressed out from all of these things on your plate. And then to add the suspense, the anticipation, the frustration, the knowing that this is going to go and take me an hour and this is going to be such a big deal and I can't do this, adding that on keeps that loop going, right? It keeps us stuck. It keeps us in this fight or flight response. We are constantly setting our bodies up for this stress and having more and more and more stress versus, the feeling of relief when you are literally like, wow, I got so much done today. I can just chill. And I really, really want that feeling for you. Keeping up on things is going to make it so much easier that you start to teach your brain, that neuroplasticity starts to build, right? Where we start to create new pathways in our brain and we start to learn new ways of doing things. And you start to create a new thought process for yourself or a new pattern of it's going to be faster if I get it done now. For example, y'all know I had this root canal in November of last year and it was horrible. It was so painful and it was also really freaking expensive. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And that sucked. Here's the thing. It was quite likely preventable. I was actually, this is funny. I was looking back through my calendar the other day, like my digital, like iPhone calendar. And I was looking for something. I wanted to see a date anyways. It was unrelated to what I found. I literally typed in the word dentist and like searched my calendar. And I found appointments, you guys, from 2024, early 2025 that I had canceled. And they were with two different dentists. I had literally canceled them. I ended up not going. I never rescheduled. I never stayed on top of it. Well, guess who got a root canal that cost them hella money? Okay. This girl that canceled those appointments. Had I just gone, there probably would have been some pain. I'm sure they would have found that as a cavity and just been like, okay, yeah, it's a little cavity. Like, let's fix it. And I'm sure that would have been painful and I wouldn't have liked it. But guess what? I really didn't like the root canal. My face was completely numb for the root canal. It was honestly the best numbing, ever in the world. However, it just was incredibly painful for days after, for like the temporary crown that they had to put on top. Like it was just a whole process. It was like 5 different, I'm exaggerating now, but it was probably like 3 different dentist appointments and it was just a lot. So point being, you can avoid a lot of these situations if you just stay on top of it. And I know that when we're in that burnout mode, we just want to conserve all of our energy because we're already overwhelmed. We're already tired. We're already exhausted. And I know that feeling so well, right? I still have moments of burnout. I still have times where I'm like, what is happening? I can't do anything. And that's fine. I want you to feel that for a little bit. I want you to rest. I want you to relax. But like that saying, like how to eat an elephant, which is like horrible because nobody would ever want to do that. That's so sad. But it's like that concept of just having this big pile of stuff and taking a piece at a time to get it done, right? When you're so exhausted and you're so burned out and you just can't do anything, I want you to just take one piece. If your car looks like mine did back in like 2022, 2023, go wash a quarter of it. Do one seat, do your trunk, do the front, whatever, the driver's seat, and then go back and do another section in a couple of days. Like, I don't know what it is, right? Like the phone call example I gave you, do a couple of them. If you feel like you haven't seen like your primary doctor or your dentist, or like I had a whole checkup now after the root canal because I had been neglecting a lot of things. I had been neglecting the gyno stuff. I have some thyroid nodules. If you are not a close friend, you probably don't know that about me. I've never like really spoken about that or needed to, but I have thyroid nodules that they're benign. I've had them aspirated before, but still they're growing. And so like everybody wants to make sure that we're doing ultrasounds and checking on them and watching the growth. So I've been neglecting that ultrasound for a while. Like things pile up. I'm the first to admit that. After COVID, I was so burned out, you guys. And this was like probably 2023 is when COVID for me like started to settle out more. And yeah, I mean, like the beginning of that year, January of that year, basically, things finally kind of like fizzled and I was like, okay, I can chill and then start to heal my burnout. And I've been working on it ever since. And it's a lot and things really added up. And now that I'm truly feeling like me again and I'm truly feeling good again, it's like, hey, wait, what are all the other things that I've neglected? I finally have cleaned out all the crazy closets in my house that I was hoarding that, burnout caused me to not have the energy to keep up on stuff. Like you guys wouldn't even believe the things I found in my closets. Like I had a whole vision board thing set up. I had a huge like clothing drawer, like a clothing dresser thing, like the old school big ones. I had a whole drawer just full of like magazines and scissors and all that stuff. And I was going to do all this stuff. And I was like, we've just got to donate everything, toss it, recycle it, whatever. I don't want to look at all this stuff anymore because I can't, right? There's too much. Burnout really can force you to put your head in a big hole and not want to look at anything. We don't even want to pay attention to the things we're neglecting, like family, relationships, our health, our just like your like normal relationship, taking your dog out for a walk. Like there were moments in my healing journey where I couldn't even scroll back through my phone to look at like certain pictures. Like I'd be like, oh, let me find a picture of that, or let me share that with you or whatever, right? Like when you want to go back and look at things. And I would have to stop looking at things because I would get so depressed because I would look at pictures like pre-burnout era and be like, whoa, you were thinner, you were more just, you were glowing, you were happier, you felt better, you did so much more. And now what, right? Now you're like sitting on the couch like a lump of coal. It's not working. So that's just all like we are going to have those moments as you're coming out of burnout. You're going to have moments where you're just like filled with, I guess, guilt, or just remorse. Like, what happened? Where did I go? Where did that version of me go? I miss her so much. She was like on top of everything. She was doing everything. Her house was always clean. Her car was always clean. She visited the dentist frequently, but that's okay. In this new era of you coming back to life and of you starting to, bite off those little chunks to get that whole elephant, dealt with, you're going to have those moments. And I just want you to take a deep breath and remember that you are coming back now. We're coming back as a whole new version of us. I miss her. I loved her. That version served me. But you know what? She was so freaking strong and she took on so many amazing things and did so much living that eventually she did get a little bit burned out. Maybe she put her heart and soul into work, maybe heart and soul into taking care of a family member, maybe her heart and soul into trying to save a marriage that just wasn't going to last. That version of you that led into the burnout, that version of you that worked so hard to keep things together that eventually became so burned out, she was a version of you that served a purpose in your life, that's taught you lessons, that's made you stronger, that's brought you to the person that you are today. And I know that, we hate those sayings that like everything happens for a reason and it's all good. I know that that's not fun to hear, but you're in a whole new chapter in your life now because of the version of you that's gone through the burnout, the version of you that became burned out. Now what we're doing is we take that lesson of, hey, I gave and gave and gave to the point of pure depletion. And now I'm filling my cup back up. And that starts with taking it one piece at a time, one phone call at a time, one appointment at a time, one car wash at a time. And you are going to notice drastic changes in your life. I swear, I promise you. It doesn't seem fun now, but when it goes from taking you an hour to do a task to just 10 minutes, life becomes so much more efficient. You have so much more capacity for other things that light you up. Now I don't have to spend an hour cleaning my car today. I actually spent an hour hiking at the beach, right? Life gets to be more full, right? Obviously, the beach filled me up so much, like versus the car situation. And now I got to do that and I got to experience that. And I had this beautiful like moment, this beautiful hour of pouring into myself today that I really needed and that really served me a lot. And then I had 10 minutes of like keeping up on the logistics of life. We're good. So keep that in mind, plan something. I'm so here, by the way, like I'm just feeling really called to share this. I'm totally here to walk you through something. Sometimes when we're really burned out, we feel like I cannot think about this. I cannot manage this. I cannot I just cannot critically think and have like a thought process of how I can truly fit this in. I know that I'm feeling burned out, but I feel like my schedule is really full already. And I feel like there's a lot going on. This is something I love to do, by the way, at my retreats. And it's something I can totally do with you virtually. I can do it with you over, voice memos and Instagram or just virtually, on a Zoom call. Or obviously, if you come to one of my retreats, we can dive in a little bit deeper. But I love to do it. I love to take inventory of where are we spending all of our time and how can we shift some of this and make room for things that are actually going to fill us up? Because that's something that I've done in my life that made a massive, massive difference, was just looking at where am I truly spending my time and where could I be spending my time without looking at that through a lens of, I did say efficiency earlier, but I guess productivity. Here we go, because I do like efficiency, but without constant productivity in the way that we think of it nowadays societally. It's more, not so much like how can I use my time extremely productively and get everything done? It's more so how can I add in things that truly fill up my cup? And that's a whole other thing. I'm not going to get into that today. That could be like probably a future episode, but finding out what fills your cup up and how to do those things, right? Because when we're deep in the burnout, we don't know. We've like lost that version of ourselves who knew what filled her up and was constantly going out and doing those things. We don't know right now. What truly fills me up, I don't know. I just want to sleep and take a shower and eat something and then get up for work the next day. And that's very depressing to live in this state of burnout. It's really, really tough. Trust me, I've been there. So I know what you're going through. I feel that. I mean, I was in it for years and it took me a really long time to get out because I didn't have the tools and I didn't have the support. And that's why I'm so passionate about bringing you the support and the tools, the practices, all of the things to help you grow and to help you get back to yourself or this next version of you. So I'm here for you. Come and join the retreat anytime. I know I had the ad earlier in this episode, but I'm here. I do have spots open right now, and we're meeting in Castro Valley in October of this year, 2026. So come and join us. I really love to dive deep with you and find out what lights you up, what practices are going to actually help you heal the burnout. Like there are so many proven practices, like studies are showing that certain practices that I love to offer truly are lowering cortisol levels, helping you come into the opposite of that sympathetic fight or flight response, which would be the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. And Trust me, I can nerd out on that all day. I won't go off on another tangent, but I, study the nervous system, and I'm obsessed with all of this, like in anatomy and physiology, like where we learned about all of this, in nursing school. I was just like, I couldn't get enough. I'm like, oh my God, like this does this, and this part of the nervous system causes this reflex and all these things. And it's a lot, it's complex, and we are just designed to keep ourselves safe. And burnout is us doing that. That's part of it. But we can't stay like that forever. So come and join the retreat, and I will gladly help you get back to feeling energized and happy and good again. DMs are always open. You know where to find me. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Ready to Rise podcast. It means so much to me to have you here and to get to share all of this with you. If this one resonated, literally just send this to a friend, share it with her right now, because there's so many women out there who really need this information. And I would also love it if you could take a quick screenshot, throw it up on Instagram, tag me at Hello Audrey Rose so that I can connect with you and get to know you. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and I will see you next time.